How's it going, everybody? Chris here, also known as Pacific Northwest Samson. If you're new to the channel, I appreciate you clicking my video. I'm a cold water diver out of British Columbia, Canada. I spend virtually all my free time in the ocean, one way, shape, or form. Primarily, I do freediving and snorkeling, but I'm also a spear fisherman, and I have been known to dabble in scuba diving from time to time. Here in BC, our dive conditions are notoriously challenging. We're in a green sea. We have a lot of nutrients, which is great for the environment, but bad for the visibility. We also have a lot of rivers that flow into the ocean that absolutely smother and destroy our visibility. So having a good dive torch is crucial to have the proper Pacific Northwest experience. So I am considered somewhat of an expert in the topic of dive torches. I used to sell dive torches. I was part of a company that sold them. And over the last year and a half, I've reviewed countless dive torches from different manufacturers and a bunch of different models. Now, with that said, all the torches that I've used thus far, they all have a specific standout feature, but I haven't been overly excited about producing a review video for any of them until I've laid hands on the Lumen CX Shark, the Shark CX 8000. That's the torch I'm going to be reviewing today, and I would say this is my first real official video light that has a 120-degree beam and pumps out to 8,000 lumens of light, which is absolute insanity. I've been using this torch now for over a month. I've been using it in British Columbia and also on a 2-week trip I did in Bermuda. So I have experience with it in both cold and warm blue water diving. So I'm really pumped to lay out all the specifications for everybody, let you know what I've learned, all the pros and maybe the odd small con, but it's a great torch, so let's get into it. So here's the unit. It's a thing of beauty. I love the gray. I love the blue rings. Looks are obviously secondary, but this thing also feels extremely solid to the touch. I feel like I could drop this from elevation and it would not suffer any catastrophic blows. So I'm very impressed with the style, with the feel, the touch, and just the overall quality of build that I'm seeing with this light. Right now I have the lock button engaged, so I do not have power accessible to the torch. You want to lock it out before you throw it in a backpack, because you don't want to A, find your torch dead when it's dive time, and B, this thing does get quite hot when the lamps are on, so you don't want to create a possible fire hazard. To unlock the torch though, you just hold the two buttons together and it's now unlocked. Right now I got the red light on. Red light is great if you're trying to approach a fish that might be a bit skittish. You're not going to spook it away with such a extreme form of illumination. The second light is the blue light, which you can use for in-water color correction. I haven't played around with that too much. I'm not overly technical with the footage I'm trying to capture with an action camera, but I know if you are a technical scuba diver, that can be beneficial. This is a pretty funny feature. You hold the two buttons together and you go into police mode. So if you're going to try to arrest some fishes, they're gonna run from you. I'm just playing. This could get somebody's attention, maybe not in a good way. If somebody's poaching and you shine these lights, they're gonna be running in the other direction from you. But I don't know where you'd find this beneficial, but I do find it comical. To turn it off, you got two options. You can cycle through all the settings, or you can also just hold down the button and it will turn off as well. On the left hand side, it's going to be your more traditional form of illumination. You got your white light, two settings there. You can activate the white light with the yellow light. Look how bright that is. That's the full 8,000 lumens. And if we click again, we're getting our 3 white lights, and they're going to get a bit brighter for you, and then right to the off. Now I can go, let's say 8,000 lumens, and if I want to immediately turn it off, same logic, just hold that button down and it's off for me. And I can activate the white light with the red light and the blue light, or even both for that matter. I personally just use the white light or the 8000, the white and the yellow. That's what I've been using 99% of the time. But a lot of options, and they're all great depending on your specific needs. The torch comes in this sleek carrying case. All the other torches I have are so small, I just throw them right in my bag. But this has actually come in handy for me when I've been traveling. It's also such a large light that putting it in here just feels like the smarter plan than leaving this rolling around in a bag or in the back of my vehicle. So I do like this nice compact and sleek carrying case. Besides the torch, it comes with the mounting hardware, so you can screw it onto a ball mount joint. Comes with a USB-C style charging unit. We have the operations and instruction manual. Comes with a coin, and the coin is used so you have access to the charging port so you can charge your unit. This has a couple seals on there to ensure no water intrusion when you're at depth. It also comes with some extra O-rings which you'd replace if there's any signs of damage. And the torch also comes with a ball mount, so you can attach this into a tray 3 or whatever other preference you have for filming. And voila, this is more or less how your rig is going to look when you're underwater filming. Here's the front of the torch. You can see everything there in action: the white light, the yellow light, also the red and the blue light. It's good for 120 meters, which is 394 feet, and 8,000 lumens pumps out. Very, very well built. These batteries are not interchangeable, but you do have a lithium ion capacity of 15,000 milliamp hours. This thing's going to last you a long time. I've put in some solid dives with this light, both in BC in cold water and in Bermuda in very warm water, and I haven't had it down me yet. My first dive I did was in Howe Sound, and I spent a whole entire day on a boat, and towards the end the battery light indicator was at red, but I still had plenty of juice left, and it didn't down me, so that's the important thing. When I free dive, I'm turning the light off at the surface and then turning it back on when I dive. When I get back up to the surface, turn it off again, so I can prolong my dive lights a lot longer than scuba divers can. But at the end of the day, it serves my purpose, and I feel like it's going to serve yours as well, whether that is scuba diving or free diving. As a free diver, I'm pretty limited to what I can bring with me. I can't carry around a big massive camera, so I use an Insta360 Ace Pro 2. It's small, it's compact, it's great for low light, and it allows me to hold my breath and dive down and descend without too much drag. I was a little bit nervous when I saw the LetonPower. It is a large torch, much larger than the torches that usually just go into a wrist strap for me, so I had to be a little bit innovative, and I came up with this contraption, which actually works really good. I have a lanyard on there for safety in case I do drop this rig. It's going to stay with me. I got my action camera. I found this little tray, a little small tray on Amazon for like 12 bucks. I'll leave a link to that in the description. And I bought an adapter for the ball mount joint. I mounted the camera on there, and I got it on an Insta360 selfie stick. And this thing does awesome. Really, really nice lighting, consistent lighting, illuminates the whole entire wall, and I've been extremely happy with the end results. It's actually made filming, well, filming's always fun. Let's be real. I love diving. I wouldn't do it if I didn't, but it's made filming interesting in other ways for me, which I'm actually excited just to bring a camera out with me and get some awesome shots. The other day I went spearfishing, and I actually ditched my spear gun just so I could grab my camera and get some more footage, because it just makes everything look so much cooler having a video light. And this one I'm very, very impressed with. If you're a scuba diver, I'm sure you're laughing at the setup, but for a free diver, I'm actually pretty proud of this rig. So if you need any advice in constructing something similar, make sure you let me know in the comments. Now, one piece of advice: this little thread right here, doesn't matter how much I tighten it by hand, the light itself still wants to move around freely. Of course it doesn't when I'm trying to do a demonstration, but it does move around way too easily. So I would recommend getting yourself a set of pliers and really cranking this tight. I always encourage my viewers to read the instructional manual for themselves, but just some basics here. The Shark CX does have 8,000 maximum brightness, white light of 5,500, yellow of 3,000. The yellow plus white light, you're looking at 80-minute runtime. White light high, 180 minutes, and low, you're looking at 220 minutes. The torch has the 15,000 milliamp hour battery, good for 120 meters, which is far deeper than I ever plan on diving, and it has the 120 degree beam. And there's the weight. In water, you're looking at 348 grams, and on land, 742 grams with the battery. All said and done, this rig is heavy, and that's another reason I like that wrist lanyard on there, because it gives my hand a little bit of a break if I need to let go of this beast. I did take a pound off my weight belt as well for free diving, just to compensate for the extra negative buoyancy of this whole entire setup. I do like this while free diving because I can hold this in front of me while I'm doing my dive, and it almost helps me descend to the bottom in a proper form straight down. When you're free diving, it's all about efficiency, so this actually helps me dive, believe it or not. The torch has a battery life indicator. Blue means you're looking between 30 and 100%. Eventually this will turn red, which indicates your battery is now between 5 and 30%. Eventually this is going to start flashing red, and the torch will turn off, which means you're out of juice and it's time to charge it. Now, this is very straightforward, and I'm sure it doesn't require demonstration, but to charge the torch, you use the coin that was provided in the package, you unthread this, and you have access to your USB-C. I tried a few different cables, only a handful of them work. Not all USB-C chargers will work in this, but the one that comes with the torch for sure does, and multiple others I have do as well. But if you go to plug it in and for some reason it's not charging, just try the USB-C cable that came with the torch and you won't have any problems. If you're going abroad and you're bringing a cable with you, just test its compatibility so you don't get yourself to a hotel and go to charge your equipment and find out it doesn't work. Not an issue with the light, just specific USB-Cs work in this and others don't. And you have a couple of rings on there to ensure no water intrusion. Just make sure it's fully threaded before you get yourself back in the water. Don't forget to put this back into place. I've been using the light pretty well exclusively now for about a month, maybe a month and a half, and I'm loving it. I'm having a lot of fun with it, both in British Columbia as well as in Bermuda. The battery lasts forever. The battery charge is very fast as well, like extremely fast, which is awesome. Saves me time waiting around if I'm trying to leave my house in a hurry and I forgot to charge my torch. So the charge time is great. I love that. The one issue I've had, and it's not even really an issue, in Bermuda, it's very hot. It's very, very warm. The water temperature is 28, even 30 degrees I saw. The outside temperature is about 35 degrees Celsius. And the torch, when the 8,000 lumens is blasting out, gets quite warm, and the torch has a thermostat and it's going to automatically reduce the brightness to prevent damage to the lamp. So I did notice when I was diving in Bermuda, the torch would dim from time to time, and to be honest, it's doing what it's supposed to. If it didn't dim, it's going to damage the light. So I can't even call that an issue. It's just an observation, more or less. So that is something to be aware of if you're diving in warmer temperatures. Maybe limit the amount of time you have the torch on at the surface, bring it right down, and make sure you turn it on to that brightness as soon as you're about to film your subjects. Either way, whatever it dims to, it still looks great. Still illuminates everything in front of me without any problems whatsoever. The torch is a video light. I'm not gonna buy a torch to shoot videos that is a spotlight. I'm not gonna buy a video light to go spearfishing. So if you do buy this torch, realize it is set aside for one specific purpose, and that is filming subjects, creatures that are quite close to you. The light itself doesn't have a huge throw. You do have to get pretty close to what you intend on filming to get nice, even lighting. And in British Columbia, we have a lot of backscatter, basically floating algae and particulate matter in the water column. So if you're filming aimlessly at creatures that are far away from you, you're gonna start picking up all that backscatter. So you have to know what this torch is designed for. It's designed for filming. And that's why I love it so much, because I do spearfish, and that is a big part of my channel, big part of my content. But at the same time, just as if not more, I just love filming things that are in front of me and sharing it with my viewers. And I'm able to get such amazing lighting with this torch. It's honestly, like, I'm saying this wholeheartedly, 100% from the heart, without a doubt. I love this light. It's great. It's a lot of fun, and I know a lot of my viewers are just into snorkeling and hanging out with Mother Nature and creatures. So if you're looking at upping your game, getting a camera, making content like I do, or just filming stuff for your own personal bank of memories, then grab a torch. I'm not saying this one specifically, but if you do grab this one, it's great, and it's a great price too. But grab yourself a video light, you won't regret it. The Shark CX 8000 Lumen is, I believe, on sale for $399 US. Maybe don't quote me on that. I'll leave a link to it in the description. But it's very reasonably priced when you consider those big blue torches. Something similar to this, you're looking at over $1,000. So excellent value, reliability, excellent battery, quick charging, and you get a lot of different settings available within this one light. The white light, the yellow light, the blue light, the red light, the police, the popo light. In case you want to chase down some fish, you got a lot of options available, which offers some versatility to your diving. The blue light is cool. I wish I had a bit more intel or knowledge on that. If you're a professional videographer, I'm sure you know exactly what it's for. I kind of wish it had a black light instead of a blue light. That way, if I was diving in, say, Bermuda, looking at corals, the black light is going to make all the UV stuff pop in the water and corals glow at nighttime. I wanted to do a night dive when I was in Bermuda. I couldn't find anyone to go with me, and diving in unfamiliar territory by myself just wasn't smart, so I'm gonna have to put that one off for another day. All the other torches that I've used thus far, I would always put my torch onto a hand strap. This one is too big. I could not find a hand strap compatible that would work with this one, so you are kind of restricted to putting it on a tray, which I was a bit nervous for in the beginning, but now I almost prefer it in some ways. It is very, very convenient to have a torch on a hand strap. I've also, for that matter, gone out and had both. I've had my primary light on the tray, the primary being the CX 8000, and I've had an additional torch on my hand. So if I did need to sneak into a crack and get a bit of penetration with a spotlight, I had that option. Plus I had the video light to get that nice even filming. I wouldn't be able to bring this spearfishing though. I just wouldn't be able to work a tray and a gun at the same time. So no big deal. But if I'm going out spearfishing, this definitely would not be the light I brought with me. But in wintertime, especially when the spearfishing closes and the conditions improve, all the algae dies, you're going to see me with this light 99% of the time. This is a side note, but LetonPower, the representatives I've been dealing with, have been extremely friendly, very nice, very understanding of my schedule, and they just seem like really, really nice people and great people to work with. So I get that vibe from the vast majority of the people that offer me sponsorships and deals, but LetonPower in particular, they've been very, very nice to me. So kudos to the customer service that they have and the team they have working for them. FYI too, I wasn't sure if I'd be able to bring this torch with me on an airplane due to the batteries being lithium ion and the fact they're non-removable, but I had no issues whatsoever. Air Canada, if you fly Air Canada, does allow up to, I believe it's a 120 watt hour. This thing is about 55.5, so big buffer zone. So if you do buy a torch and plan on traveling abroad with it, always check with your airline, check your local restrictions. But I am happy to report that I was able to get this through security for my carry-on luggage. Check baggage, no dice, but carry-on luggage, I didn't have any issues. The Shark CX 8000 is a dive light specifically. Some torches that I have reviewed in the past are amphibious. You can use them above and below water. This one's specifically below water. I did read in the instruction manual, if you do use it above water for very short stints only, and I'm sure they're meaning like 15 seconds, 20 seconds, something along those lines, and don't shine in the brightest setting, that will overheat your torch and cause damage to it. So don't bring it while you're walking your dog or nothing like that. In water use only. When you're done with the torch, make sure you give it a solid bath in fresh water. Get all the salt off all the parts, which is going to prevent corrosion and prolong the life of your expensive investment. Inspect the seals as well to make sure that they're not compromised, and replace them as necessary so no water does intrude into the unit and cause it to flood and cause it to be as good as garbage. So final thoughts, the torch is amazing. If you've been searching for a video light, I would highly recommend the LetonPower Shark CX 8000 Lumen. It's reliable, great battery life, a battery that charges fast. It has a lot of different options when it comes to lighting: yellow light, white light, combination, red light, blue light. So huge amounts of versatility, which is worth its weight in gold. Great price and amazing staff that I'm sure would help you out if you had any issues. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a comment. Helps me out, helps my channel. And if you want to check out some of my other review videos, I have a whole entire playlist on my channel. I'll leave that in the description as well, or maybe it's popping up in front of your face right now, who knows. Anyways, thanks for watching. Peace and love, everybody. See you again.